She looked human, but she wasn't, and no one could have ever imagined that the quiet little girl sitting alone in the corner of an orphanage carried a secret powerful enough to change the fate of an entire planet. Her name was Alara. At least that's what the humans called her. Because no one knew her real name. No one knew where she came from. She had been found years ago, alone, in the middle of a forest, with no signs of parents, no records, no past, just a child with strange eyes that seemed to glow faintly in the dark. The people who found her thought it was a miracle that she survived. But they didn't know the truth. They didn't know what she really was. Alara grew up like any other orphan, quiet, distant, always watching, always observing. She didn't talk much. But when she did, her words felt different, as if they carried a weight no child should have. Other kids were afraid of her. Not because she did anything wrong, but because something about her felt unnatural, like she didn't belong in their world, and the truth was, she didn't. Strange things began to happen around her as she grew older, small at first, almost unnoticeable. Cuts and wounds on other children would heal faster when she was near. Broken things would somehow fix themselves, and sometimes, when someone was sad or scared, Alara would just look at them, and they would calm down instantly, as if she could feel their emotions, as if she could control them. The caretakers didn't understand it, but they started to notice a pattern. Something about this girl was not normal, not human, but they chose to ignore it because some truths are too dangerous to accept. Years passed, and Alara was eventually adopted by a couple who couldn't have children of their own. They saw her as a blessing, a second chance at a family, and for a while everything seemed normal. She went to school, she smiled, she tried to fit in, but deep inside, she always felt something pulling her, something calling her. From far away, like a voice she couldn't understand, a connection she couldn't explain. And then one night, everything changed. Alara woke up suddenly, her heart racing, her eyes glowing brighter than ever before. She walked outside without thinking, as if she was being guided by something invisible. And in the sky above her, there was a light, not like anything she had ever seen. It was alive, moving, watching her, and in that moment, something inside her awakened. Memories. Not human memories, but something older, something ancient, flashes of a world she had never seen. A civilization far beyond Earth. A place where she didn't feel alone, where she belonged, and suddenly, she understood. She was not human. She had never been human. She was something else, something more. But she wasn't the only one who noticed. The signal she had unknowingly sent into the sky did not go unnoticed. Far away, hidden deep within classified systems, alarms began to trigger, data streams lit up, and somewhere in a secret facility, people were watching, tracking, analyzing. They had been waiting for this moment, waiting for a sign, and now they had it. Alara was no longer just a mysterious girl. She was a target. The government moved quickly, sending agents to locate her, to capture her, to bring her in for study, because they knew what she was, or at least they thought they did. Alara's life changed overnight. Her home was no longer safe. Her family was no longer protected. She was forced to run, to hide, to survive in a world that suddenly saw her as something dangerous, something to be controlled. But as she ran, her powers grew stronger, no longer small, no longer hidden. She could now heal instantly, move objects without touching them, even influence the minds of those around her. But with each use of her power, she felt herself changing, becoming less human, more like whatever she truly was, and deep inside, that scared her more than anything else, because she didn't know where it would end or what she would become. As the chase continued, the truth slowly began to reveal itself, piece by piece, memory by memory, until finally, she saw it clearly. She was not just an alien, not just a visitor or a survivor. She was something far more important, far more powerful. She was the last of her kind, the final queen of a lost civilization, a species that had once ruled across galaxies, now reduced to a single being. Her Earth had never been her home. It had been her hiding place, a place to keep her safe until the time came for her to awaken, for her to remember who she truly was. And now that time had come. The government closed in, their forces surrounding her, weapons ready, determined to take her, to control her power. But they were too late. Alara stood in the center, no longer afraid, no longer confused, her eyes glowing with a power that could not be contained. And in that moment, everything changed. The sky above her lit up, ships appearing from nowhere, massive, silent, watching, the same light she had seen before. But now she understood it. Now she felt connected to it. It wasn't a threat. It was a call, a response. Her people, or what was left of them, had come for her. The agents froze, unsure of what to do. Their weapons useless against something they couldn't comprehend, and Alara made her choice. She looked back at the only world she had ever known, the only people she had ever loved. And for a moment, she hesitated, because, despite everything, despite the truth, a part of her was still human. A part of her still wanted to stay, but she knew she couldn't. She knew her destiny was not here, that her purpose was something greater, something beyond Earth, and so, with one final look, one final moment, she stepped forward, her body lifting into the air as the light surrounded her, taking her away, leaving behind a world that would never be the same. And as she disappeared into the sky, one truth became clear. She had never been human, but she had saved them anyway, and somewhere, far beyond the stars, the last queen had returned.